What's up, everybody? Phoenix here with another episode of Phoenix Evolves, and today I thought I'd take that title a bit literally and actually give you guys some monster gameplay because I have not played as the monster in a very long time. Pretty much ever since, well, even before the Tier 4 Hunters came out, but especially since the Tier 4 Hunters have come out, I've only ever played Evolve with my hunting buddies, and we've only ever played Hunter, because it's the only way, all four of us can actually play the game together. I mean, yeah, sure, we could do custom games with one of us as the monster, but, like, we'd need a fifth random, or fifth person, I guess, or a bot, and that's just not any fun. Plus, they really don't like it when I play the monster, but sadly we're not going to see any of my monster, badassery today, because as I said, I haven't played monster in a while. I'm in the wild in matchmaking, and I am sorely out of practice. That said, this match gets pretty fun, and hopefully you guys will see that, and it has a bit of a familiar ending. And that's all I'll say about that. So as you can see, I've gone way to the other end of the map, and I went through the river because that way I don't leave tracks if I run, and that will let me, get to this end of the map that much faster, also without all the noise of, roaring and jumping and leap smashing and all that. And so you can see here I'm starting to fill up my energy meter. I'm almost ready to evolve. I figure I just need one more kill. So I'll go over here and polish off this shockbird. And I hear Maggie, and obviously I see the subtitles. And as I'm eating, I see her that she's right there. And I'm like, oh crap, she's probably got the dome out. Let's see if I can break through. There's the dome. Fuck, I'm trapped at stage 1. Alright, well, let's scare her off. I think she's by herself just with Daisy. Oh, nope, there's Hank's shield. Crap. And you'll notice right there, I actually looked like I started to evolve there for a second. I'm like, wait, what's up with that? And then when I hear that mortar strike go down, I get the feeling that it's knocked them back enough that they didn't see me come back here. And so I'm thinking, well, I'm stage 1 in the dome. There's Markov, there's Hank, and I think Val is the medic. So I'm thinking, I'm just going to stay here and wait this out, because even though I know that's something that hunters hate having done to them, at the same time, you guys domed me in stage 1. You can't honestly expect me to just stand up and fight. And so I'm just sitting here chilling behind a tree, and I'm not moving because I remember one of my hunting buddies, Cabby, who is our default assault player, and another friend of ours, Cyber, who is our default support player. They've both commented that when the Goliath is crouched and standing still, he's really hard to see if he's in some cover, because he really just looks like a boulder. And as you can see there, Maggie came around to inspect my tree just as the dome went down, so I leapt out of there, and again, I'm in the river running to hide my track, or I'm running in the rivers because I don't leave tracks that way, and I thought for half a second about taking a bite out of that corpse over there, but I realized, the hunters are probably still on my ass. I've already got my armor still full. I'm already full energy to evolve, so let's just get some real distance between me and these guys and find a safe place to hit stage 2, because that way I'll hit stage 2, I'll armor up, and if they dome me again, I'll actually be able to put up a little bit of a fight and not get completely worked over. And if you guys hear any pinging in the background, it's my phone. One of my friends has hit me up on Facebook Messenger, so yeah, I will respond to that when I'm done with this commentary. So as you can see, I finally found a safe cave up here. I'm evolving, and I want to explain a little bit about my move choices here. I go for 2 points in Fire Breath and 1 point in Charge, because Fire Breath is sort of my default move, because not only does it do damage, but it also kind of encourages the hunters to keep their distance from you. And I don't bother putting any points in Rock Throw, because quite frankly, I don't really use it all that much. 9 times out of 10, I would rather have 3 points in Charge, or in Leap Smash, Flame Breath, and Charge, just because those are the moves I use the most, and I feel like they're the most useful. And I really just, Rock Throw never worked its way into part of my monster psychology when I'm playing Evolve. So again, if I'm never going to use it, I'd rather just max out everything else. And so you see me here, I'm sniffing. I'm really spamming that smell button because it really does help me keep tabs on my environment, especially when the hunters are concerned. And I see a wealth of food over here, so I figure I'll pop a flame breath and snack on some mammoth birds here to get my armor back, if not, max out my evolve meter, which I don't think there's enough wildlife to do. So I hit the smell button again, and I see one more over here as I'm scoping out for more food, and I figure, okay, I'll pounce this guy, eat him. Oh, crap, there's another hunter. Can I eat him? Yeah, I can eat him. There's the dome again. Well, at least this time I'm stage 2, and I come around here because I think I can climb up here and, circle back around him, but the dome sort of cuts off that path for me. So I decide, as I said before, I'm stage 2. Let's put up a little bit of a fight and see if I can get some strikes, but mostly just, damage these guys enough to just kind of keep them off my ass. Because I really don't like fighting for strikes at stage 2. Again, because I don't feel ready to fight without my abilities maxed out. And so you see here, I'm swinging around. I'm really shifting targets just to try to keep them broken up, and I'm not really focusing on any one of them because, again, I'm stage 2. I can fight, but I still prefer not to. And so I'm trying to come around, and this time I think I'll, confuse them a little bit or surprise them a little bit by jumping away and then jumping back over them. And I didn't quite make it all the way on that first jump, but I did get some decent distance on that second one, and there's the dome. Time for me to run yet again. And I decided to come back up in these caves because I know around this corner there's a little hidey spot that I can duck down and kind of sneak away from them. As you can see, I crouch to not leave tracks so they don't actually see me going this way, and I'm smelling to kind of keep tabs on where they are, and once I feel like they're close enough, I drop down, and obviously I keep smelling, keep my eyes on the hunters to make sure they're not actually following me, and then when I see they're not, I'm like, okay, cool, they're totally going the other direction, I can keep running. Ooh, are those dead? Yep, those are dead blitz leopards. Let's see if I can feed and armor up some. And boom, as soon as I finish eating that first one, the carrion birds come, and I'm like, oh crap, I don't want to get domed in this same place again, so let's hightail it out of here. Leap, leap, charge, get some more distance. Food? There's some food. There's some birds. Ooh, buff. That's the cooldown buff. And I've played enough of the monster to realize that, the buffs aren't necessarily random. The buffs you get on a certain animal are always that buff on that animal. So I knew that was going to be the cooldown buff, which, reduces the cooldown of all your abilities by, I think, 35%. And that is enormously useful. And it's really mean, actually, when you pair that with the reduced cooldown perk that you can choose at the beginning of the round. So you basically reduce your cooldown by half. And unfortunately, I picked wildlife or feeding speed for my perk on this one. And you see I did put 1 point in a rock throw right there, just because with this group of hunters, I kind of felt like I'd need to have that extra ability in my arsenal. And as you can see, I got domed right after evolving, and I kind of knew in the back of my mind that that was a very real risk I was taking, evolving right there. But I decided to take it anyway because when I, sniffed the air to see if there was anybody near me, there wasn't, and so I thought I might have just enough breathing room to evolve, pick my points, and get out of there, but obviously I didn't, and so I'm in this fight with absolutely no armor, and even though I'm stage 3, because I don't have that armor, I don't really want to commit to this fight. So as you can see here, I'm just kind of moving around the buildings, trying to keep the buildings between me and as many of the hunters as possible. I got a pretty decent rock throw right there, which is one of the reasons why I selected it, because it is really useful for knocking jetpacking hunters out of the air. And as you can see, they're all kind of circling around. We're playing Ring Around the Rosie Evolve style, and I thought I might have time to kill that bird, eat him, and get some armor to maybe commit to this fight, but it didn't work out that way, so I hit Markov in the face with another rock, and then I see the dome is down, so I, cancel my Flame Breath attack and just immediately turn around to GTFO. And I know there's the power relay there, but again, these hunters are right on my ass. And I actually forgot at stage 3 that was something I could do, is attack the power relay. But you'll see me remember it here in just a little bit. And so I see that the hunters aren't explicitly on my ass right now, and I see this mammoth bird coming up, and I'm thinking maybe I have enough time to eat it, because if I sneak attack, I'll pull him to me, and I'll still have some cover. So I eat as much as I can as I see Maggie come up to me again. So leap away, climb, leap away, and leap smash. And that's about as much distance as I know I'm going to get on them. And I don't want to charge, because then I charge straight into that friggin' crowbill, and those guys are never fun to fight, even at stage 3. So I figure I'll eat this blitz leopard and keep moving. And that's kind of my eat and run strategy right here, is like eat to get as much armor as I can, but keep moving because I'm not sneaking, and I'm pretty confident that the hunters are still close enough on my tail that I don't want to pause for more than like one animal. And I'm seeing here that I see the red life bar show up, so I'm pretty sure that's Maggie. And I'm thinking I can lose her if I just duck around this building, since now that I am actually sneaking. And I see this little Venus flytrap over here, so I think maybe if I leave some tracks, she'll walk right into that. And I see another animal, so I figure lunchtime. But then I notice I'm taking damage, and I'm like, damn it, Maggie, get off my ass. And so I figured this time, okay, it's time to leap away, maybe see if there's anything by the shore that I can eat real quick. Ooh, there's an animal. And, ooh, he's got a buff, too. What's the buff? But I noticed that my first punch didn't really do any damage, and with Maggie so close behind, I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to risk it. I've already got some armor. Let's move on and see if I can get something easier. Oh, there's one of those little spotter bunny canyon strider things. But again, Maggie is right on me, just really annoying me right now, not letting me eat at all. And I take another harpoon there, and I've had it with Maggie at this point. So I see that she's right on me, and I decided, you know what, I'm taking you out of the fight. And so I crouch behind this little building here, and boom, pounce time. And I noticed that she's all completely alone, so I'm more than free to just sit here and take her down to complete in-cap. And then I also noticed Daisy is with her, so I decide that, well, I'm going to take Daisy out of the fight too, because I don't want her picking you up and, you know, giving you the freedom to make my life a living hell again. So Daisy's down, Maggie's down, and now I remember I'm stage 3. I can destroy the power relay. There's no one else in sight. I might be able to pull this off. So as you can see, I'm just going to town on the power relay right now, and I am kind of keeping my eye on Maggie and Daisy, because I figure if they do catch up to me, there's enough health left on the power relay that they can afford to pick one of them up. And as you can see, there's someone there who's picking up Daisy. And so I decide, okay, time to stop messing with the relay and put these two other fools out of their misery. And I decide to go for Hank first, because Val doesn't have a shield projector. And I can see that he's popped his camo to try and get away, but I can also see his jetpack trail, which lets me light him up with flame breath, so I'll always be able to keep an eye on him, because, you know, you're invisible, but you're still on fire, and the fire isn't invisible. And I see the mortar strike, or the orbital strike there, so I decide to get out of the way and not take that. I try to aim the rock throw and hit Val out of the air, but she manages to dodge it. She also manages to dodge my charge, so I'm like, okay, well, screw you. I'll just punch you and burn you to death. And I had half a thought to pounce Hank, and I decided, you know what, I can't actually get shot off with the pistols, so let's just go for the pounce and get that strike on him. And you can see now Daisy got Val up, but Val's at 2 strikes, so I decide I'm going to focus on Val, and, you know, if Daisy gets Hank up, so be it. But then I decided, you know what, no, I don't want to deal with the shield projector, so let's just finish off Daisy and keep Hank out of the fight. And I can see Val's trying to revive him with the med gun, but I know that as Goliath, if I just keep the damage going on Hank, she's not going to be able to get him up, because it's not going to heal him fast enough, and and eventually she's going to run out of battery life. So Hank's dead, and I see Val hiding on the other end of this ship, and so I'm like, all right, time for game over. And I don't want to pounce her and end it that way, because I know it's such a cheese tactic. And then I see the dropship coming in, and I'm like, oh, well, crap. This is going to go on a little bit longer than I wanted it to. And you can see here I'm having a bit of trouble landing those 2 final swings, but I finally managed to put her down. And I know that coming out of this dropship is going to be Manky, Markov and Maggie. And so I swing around, because I'm thinking I'm going to take out Markov first, because he's got the shield and he does the most damage. But then I see Maggie's right in front of me, and I'm like, you know what? You were never supposed to come back, so let's finish you off real quick. And I get the leap smash, and I see her right there, and I'm going to, hit the flame breath. But then I notice that she's floating, and then I go up and obviously get frozen, because apparently someone is disconnecting. Gee, I wonder who it would be. And I don't think too much about it, because, whatever, disconnect. This will let me scope out Goliath, and she'll disconnect and go to a bot, and I'll be able to finish the bot and finish Markov and win the round. And that'll be the story of this game and of this video. But sadly, as you see now, that is not how things played out. The connection to your previous session has been lost or no longer exists, so I get cheated out of my win. Anyway, guys, that is it for this episode of Phoenix Evolves. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to catch you right back here on the next video. Take care.